gonna start with 2 eggs in our Doritos bag. Next, we're gonna add a little bit of milk. There we go, not too much. We're gonna start with 4 eggs, add that to our Oreos. Now we're gonna completely cover our Oreos with the... Ready?
Yep.
Oh my god.
These videos were posted around 2 years ago by a TikTok chef who was also last seen around 2 years ago. And so she most likely accidentally poisoned herself and is no longer with us. However, there is another disgusting TikTok chef who also went viral around 2 years ago and is miraculously still alive today and still posts food hacks on TikTok. And so today I wanted to check out her account to see how much she's changed over the years or whether she is still posting the most disgusting food creations on the platform.
Let's start with our chicken leg right into our chocolate powder. Make sure it's all nice and coated. Now we're gonna grab our thick piece of bacon and we're just going to wrap that up and let's add it to our dish. Now we're going to add in a couple spoonfuls of tomato paste and of course some garlic. Now we're just gonna set this aside while we make the rest of the marinade. I've got 12 ounces of hot water here. We're gonna bring back our beloved Milo and I'm just gonna get 2 heaping tablespoons. Let's grab our chicken back and we're just gonna go ahead and start pouring our chocolate marinade. Let's get this chicken mole into the oven. The whole house smells like hot chocolate. We gotta get this out of here. I think this is like one of the most unique dishes we've made. Look how good that is.
Oh, that smells so good.
Why are we choosing Milo out of every single thing that we could use to coat the chicken? Why Milo? If you guys don't know what Milo is, if you're from America, Milo is basically like a chocolate powder sort of thing. And you're meant to drink it with milk. Like you can see in the picture here, you're meant to drink it with milk. But instead, this psychopath dips the chicken into it. And then she wraps it in bacon and then puts some more seasoning on it. And then she uses the chocolate to make a sort of hot chocolate marinade for the chicken. And she pours it all into this container. Is this a dessert or is this like a main meal? I can't even tell because this is going to taste extremely sweet. Is this normal? Is this like a normal dish? Like, do people actually ever eat chicken with chocolate? Am I like missing something here? But this TikToker somehow gets even worse as she continues her rampage with another Australian ingredients.
Let's start by taking out the center of our top sirloin steak and then we're gonna grab it and place it into our hot pan. Grab our egg and place that right in the center. We're just gonna drizzle on some of this Vegemite sauce. Grab a bag of Cheezels. Pop those open. The only thing you can find that's orange cheddar in this country. And this is gonna make our side dish. The Cheezels are a little dry, so let's give it something to cook in. We're gonna add in some oat milk. As if the steak wasn't salty enough, it could always use a little extra sea salt. I think it's time to mash this up a little. Look at that. The Cheezels are getting nice and soft. All right, let's grab a plate. We're gonna start with our eggy guy here. And now let's grab our steak. These Cheezels turned into the perfect mashed potatoes. We're chefs. We're chefs. We're actually chefs. Look at that egg, perfectly poached.
There's absolutely no need to put a random egg with the shell still on in the middle of your steak. Maybe I can understand if there was like naturally a hole in the steak and you wanted to fill it up with something, but you literally cut out a hole from that perfectly fine steak with the sole intention of putting an egg in it. And then the Vegemite, why are we putting Vegemite on the steak? If you guys are from America, you probably don't understand how salty Vegemite is, and it also tastes pretty bad, and also you're not meant to cook it. If you cook it, it just goes like absolutely shit. But basically, it's like a salty sort of spread that you put on toast. And then the Cheezels, why are we putting the cheese? I don't know whether you guys have this in America or not, but it's like basically, what is it called? Cheetos. It's basically like Cheetos. And then we're adding milk as well. Like this is a combination between a breakfast cereal, a snack, a dinner, and then the egg in the middle. And then why would you mash it up? Why would you mash it up? That's just, okay. Why would you mash it up? When she takes the thing out of the pan, the egg is not even cooked because she didn't even, the egg is not even cooked. It's still raw. And look at that mush. This is what is it called? The Cheerios, the mush, and then the oat milk, and then all the sauce, and then the hot sauce, and then the Vegemite. And speaking of mush, check out this other ingenious recipe she invented.
Let's get our ice cream cones right into the bin. Just smush them down.
Oh yeah.
Just crush it right up.
This is so much better than it dripping all over your lap. Now we have our caramel sauce.
Let's put these warm chocolate chip cookies right on top. And of course, we should crush these up.
A burger and ice cream would probably be good. Where we're just going to add our cookies. They went all out on the freshness. One for you.
Oh yeah.
One for me.
3, 2, 1. Whatever they have at McDonald's in your area, you throw it right in.
It isn't a party without sprinkles.
Who needs spoons? Especially when they're wooden. You gotta use fries. Here we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Why are they obsessed with just crushing everything? So like first they get the thing over here, like what are these called? The sort of soft serves, and then they get cookies and they crush them as well. And then they get even more cookies and crush them as well. Then they get apple pies and of course they crush them as well. But at this point it's literally slop. Like it's literally melted. The ice cream has been melted for the past like 10 minutes already. I feel like you may as well just drive home and just put it into the freezer just to reset so you can actually just eat it like in ice cream format. Or even better, instead of driving home so you can put this into the freezer, you could drive to the supermarket to actually buy a proper box of ice cream, like a proper tub of ice cream. Or just buy a McFlurry. Yeah, you could just buy a McFlurry. A McFlurry is essentially this in a cup, but it's soup now, bro. It's literally soup. The ice cream is melted. There's nothing to eat. And on the same topic of questionable desserts, she somehow manages to take things 100 steps further.
Our last two toasties there. We're gonna go in with our pickles.
Where are you going with this one?
And the last two pickles here. Now let's go in with our whipped cream cheese. This is going to be so tasty. Now I'm going in with my salami. I know you won't like this layer very much. Now we're just gonna set this aside and take our mixing bowl for our next layer of cream cheese. 1 spoonful of chilies, 2 spoonfuls of garlic paste. Now that this is ready, we'll get our cake back in here. Let's pour this right on top. Now we're gonna go in with our bread and butter pickle slices. Can't forget about our next layer of salami. This cream cheese smells so good. I don't know why they don't have this flavor in the store. I know you guys are gonna think this is so cool. I have our jam in here. I'm gonna top it off with some walnuts. I'm just gonna pop this open. Okay, you ready to see this? Here we go.
Wow, that looks crazy.
How do you even think of putting pickles in here? Like how you go from the toasty sort of croutons here and then you just put the pickles. How are they even related at all? How do you even think of that connection? And why would you turn it into a cake? I swear you could just do this in like a different format. Because you got the salami, you got this cream cheese and the olives. Like you could literally wrap the pickle with the salami and just like put like a layer of cream cheese on top and just eat it like a baguette or something. But then she makes a chili sauce, a chili and a cream cheese sauce or something. Isn't that like a dip? This is literally like mixing every single dip at once with like even with the things that you meant to dip it into it, like the vegetables, and you just eat it. And then she puts more pickles and then another layer of salami. Maybe okay, so I know a lot of people that have I know a concerning amount of people who actually do have like a pickle obsession, like a pickle addiction. So maybe she's one of those people. And then she puts jam. She puts jam on top, like sweet jam on top of this whole thing. So we have pickles, we have sour pickles, we have the savory dip sauce thingy, and then we have the sweet jam being piped on top. Like I can't even tell whether this is meant to be a dessert or like a main meal or something. And then she puts walnuts on it as well. Like it's just so many questions. Like how does anything go together? And then she turns it into a pie. She turns it into like a pie sort of thing. Why? Okay, it has like a filling and everything. It actually does look like a pie, but it's just this is like some sort of like leftover pie. This is the pie you make when you have a bunch of leftovers and you don't know what to do with it. And if you were also confused about whether that dish was a main or a dessert, this next one will probably confuse you even more.
Start by placing our partially cooked chicken into our jar of peanut butter. We're gonna cut the edges off of 4 or 5 slices of bread. Now we're gonna use the rolling pin to flatten out our slices of bread. And I'm just gonna make them into nice strips. I'm gonna lay the bread on just like this. Time to make our coating. We're gonna take some of these maple cookies. We're just gonna mash these up. We're gonna take 2 handfuls of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I'm gonna take 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs, throw in some cinnamon, right into our egg wash. Going into our cookie cereal crumble, we're gonna pop it into the air fryer. Now that our chicken is all covered up in the crust, we're gonna pop them back in the air fryer. Perfectly golden brown. Gonna dip our chicken in our sauce.
Is this even a dessert or a main meal? Because we have chicken, but we're just wrapping it in a whole bunch of like dessert stuff. Because why would you put it into the peanut butter? You just contaminated the whole jar of peanut butter, and then you're even wrapping bread around it like it's like bread pudding or something. And then we're crushing cookies, and then we're using that as the sort of, what is it called? Like the coating. And so it's like a chicken crumble, like an apple crumble, but it's just chicken instead. And then she even has a special sauce, which she suspiciously does not name. She does not say what is in the sauce, and she does not give it a name either. And so I assume there is most likely some sort of bodily secretions in this sauce somewhere. But anyway, she tries it and she does not look very okay. But when would you eat this? It makes no sense. Why would you make this? Only in Ohio. Not funny. Did you spin a wheel for these? Bro, this is literally what it seems like. She spun a wheel for these ingredients. And I also managed to find another one of her creations that 100% use ingredients chosen by a random wheel spinny thing.
Let's squeeze these in here. And this is my favorite recipe. You can use your hands or a strainer. Gelatin, 1 package for 2 cups.
There's no way you're making pickle gelatin. Jell-O right now. If I had to choose, I would not pickle this for dinner.
Pour it all over our hot dogs. Gonna add some white onion. Now we're gonna add some red pepper. And we're gonna let that set for about an hour. Ready?
Yep.
It work? Oh my god! Look at that. Put some of this onto my hot dog bun. Make sure we get some of our relish.
In what occasion would you need to cook this? Like, I'm just trying to think, like, logically, like when would you need to cook this? Okay, so like maybe you have guests over, maybe you need to impress them with a meal, but you wouldn't do this. This is not very impressive. But maybe you have like a kid's birthday party for your son and you're trying to make a meal, but this, you wouldn't eat this either, would you? Because you have hot dogs and then you have pickles in there and pickle juice in there. You're making homemade pickle juice. No, you're making pickle jelly. It's pickle juice jelly. Is this a dessert or is this like a main meal? What? But then she puts it into like this bread thingy, like a hot dog. What, couldn't you have just cooked the hot dog normally? You can just get the sausage there and then you can put your own pickles and your... Wait, the onion is still raw. The onion is raw. What was the point of that? Wait, if nothing was cooked, you could have just cooked the sausage and then put the pickles in there and then put the raw onions and then the raw peppers, and you don't even need the pickle jelly in there. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's no need. I have a better idea. What if you just put the sausage in the bun and then some sliced pickles on top with some ketchup? Bro, that's exactly what I was saying. But if that recipe gave you brain damage, just wait until you see this final recipe that gave me so much brain damage that I immediately had to be rushed to the nearest hospital to receive my 12th lobotomy.
All of our angel hair into the blender. Just crack it up, pop on our lid, turn it on. Right onto our counter, right into the middle. We are making fresh pasta out of pasta, all combined, nice and hard, and start rolling. Let's make some fettuccine. Pretty good. And we've got our nice new fresh pasta noodles. Why would you eat this when you can eat this? So let's carefully drop our noodles right in. You can just tell that these are perfectly cooked by how heavy they are. Can't disrespect our pasta. We need to add some Parmesan cheese. This is amazing.
Did this person just make pasta out of pasta? She converted pasta into pasta. Wow, congratulations. This looks shit. This looks like fries. This looks like chips. This is fish and chips.